We'll do it live. Okay.
All right, Miss Perry.
Anthony,
Today we're going to talk guitars.
I love it. Great guitars.
Yeah. So today I have a very good friend of mine, former Mayhem magazine writer.
That's right.
Yeah. Local music legend in the Tampa Bay area of many years, Rocky Diamond.
Hi, how you doing?
Rocky,
All right.
thanks for joining us,
Yeah.
man.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
Turning my phone off.
Rocky, how many years have you been playing in the Tampa area?
Since 1989.
1989. That's the year I got out of high school.
It's a lot of math. Don't do the math.
Wow.
I moved here in 1989, started a band, and then we got here.
Were you playing somewhere else before you came here?
San Antonio.
Okay.
Well, I had toured with Black Oak, Arkansas in 78 through 80. And then I toured with a band called Joy Rose and the Wild West Show, which was a country thing, from 81 to 83 or 84.
Country.
Yeah, it was traveling country
Okay.
with a girl singer.
Well, so get this. So I always knew Rocky for rock. He was always playing rock. Diamond Gray,
Diamond Gray.
right? You know, and just any time that something was, you know, a guitar solo or something, Rocky was always on stage. And hadn't seen Rocky in, you know, a couple of years. One day we went into a place over in Largo, the Jeep Club.
Okay.
And we go walking in and there's like a hoedown going on and country music. First I see Jason Alfano from Soul Circus Cowboys.
Right.
And I'm like, well, that's country. Okay. And then I look over and there's Rocky playing and I go, oh, I'm like, country now, Rocky, country? He says, hey man, whatever pays the bills.
Whatever.
And he's just up there playing.
Because that's what entertainment is about. You got to pay the rent all
I didn't
the
know
time.
you started with country back in the day.
Well, no, I was a Michael Schenker disciple in high school and everything. I was rock, UFO, REO Speedwagon.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
The country paid the bills.
Well, being from Texas, you have to learn country if you want to sit in with people and stuff. I actually played the lap steel.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, yes.
Man, stop.
Yes. No, at a place called Reed's Red Derby. I sat in every Wednesday night with a guy, Eddie Money, not Eddie Money. It was Eddie somebody and somethings.
Eddie somebody.
Eddie somebody into somethings. And I play lap steel with
Oh,
them.
come on,
No.
man. Stop.
I love Jackson Brown, Redneck Friend, the first one with David Lindley. He was a lap steel guy.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
Right.
a cool sound.
I
too,
learned
man.
all my lap steel licks from David Lindley.
Yeah.
So I was already mixing with that, but I was the guy with the flying V
Okay.
to everybody else.
So
Okay.
what was the transition from Texas to Tampa or to Florida?
I got well, honestly, I got stranded here.
Okay.
We met a guy at a jam session named Mike. He had a mother that lived in Hollywood.
Okay.
And she had this newspaper she was sending with all these jobs and opportunities and all this stuff. And we got a couple of music magazines. So me and my drummer got a trailer, sold everything we had except music. I came here with nothing but music equipment and a trailer and
And a half-empty
snacks
tank again.
and $700 in my pocket.
Wow.
And he was out of the Navy, so he had a little bit of money, but not much. And we drove here, and Mike was supposed to follow us and go to his mom's house.
Right.
She worked for a cruise line. So we were going to get gigs with the cruise line, right? So me and Pete come out here 2 days before he says he's leaving. We hang out with his buddies. Oh, my God, this place is party central. I went to the Rocket Club. We went to the Volley Club, or all these places. And then 2 days later, I'm like, well, wait, where's Mike? So I called Mike. No answer. And about, I don't know, a day later, I called him again. He finally answered, there's been a change. There's been a change? I'm out here with nothing and nobody that I know except my drummer. His wife decided he wasn't going to let him come out. And I hung up the phone and I told Pete, I said, Pete, we're on our own, bro.
The Yoko.
We're not going home. We didn't want to go
Yoko,
home, right? We're not going to go back home. We're already here. So we went to this is crazy. We went to another jam session going, man, what are we going to do? We go to a jam session it's on Hillsborough, place isn't even there. It's a pawn shop now. And we ran into these couple guys that played, and we played with them. We're talking. We're like, man, we don't know anybody. We don't have any references. Just so happens the bass player was an attorney. and he was in there jamming as a hobby. And we're like, can we use you as a reference? No problem. I'll tell him I've known you for 2 years, because back then that was the thing. You had to,
Sure, you had to know
somebody you knew
somebody.
for 2 years. So we're at the university. We landed in the university area somehow. We found this duplex for $400 a month. Now, mind you, I have $700 in my pocket with no job, and he's got a little bit of money. So she called this guy, and I forgot his name, and he's like, yeah, I've known him for 2 years. And she comes over and talks to us right on the spot. I mean, we're standing in the yard. Yeah, I just called your reference. He said he's known you. It's good enough for me. She had this cup with iced beer in it. Y'all are okay. Okay. And that's how we got a place to stay.
Y'all are okay.
It was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplex. That's how we got our place to stay. That's how it's right over there by the Wooden Nickel and Brad Smug.
Wow. You wouldn't want to live over
Which
there
leads to
today.
another story.
Okay.
We go to the Brass Mug. We're having a beer. This guy named Tim's in there. We don't have a bass player. This guy named Tim is a jam night. Everywhere was jam night. They don't have it like that anymore. Okay, so we go in there, and this guy named Tim comes up to us, and we're jamming. He goes, well, I play bass. Really? Okay, cool. You guys in a band? Well, we want to start. Okay, well, my girlfriend runs the Brass Mug. We can practice in here on Sundays all we want. Really?
Come on.
No, his name was Tim. He was from Colorado. I mean, this gets bizarre. So we practice. I don't know how he found out. He goes, there's Bike Week across the state. I go, what? We never even heard of Bike Week from Texas. Never heard of it. Oh, really? My buddy Jake has a house right there on blah, blah, blah Drive right off of Main Street. We could probably just go over there and stay with him and try to find a place to. Really? We went. We were not the main attraction. We got the gig, 3-piece. I think it was $300 a night, something stupid. Not even that, probably. We were off the side of the stage. The main stage back then had oil wrestling.
Oh my God.
We were playing in between the oil wrestling.
Okay.
We weren't even
you
on
were the break. Yeah.
We were the break music. They had an apartment upstairs we had to share with the girls. You'd go in the shower where they rinse themselves off. It was slippery.
Slip and slide.
We couldn't go up there until they were done. So we couldn't go to bed or sleep until they were done. And we played after they left. It was bizarre, just bizarre.
That is a Florida story if I've ever heard.
So we never run into Jake just yet. We're there 10 days, 8 days, whatever it was. The other funny part is there's a guy in a camper behind the club. The club is called Bootleggers. And it's a friend of Tim's. And he's a bass player. So he's like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? So we ended up hanging with him, and he showed us all Daytona and where to go and not where to go and the Shark Lounge. We didn't go over to see Jake, who we went over there to see
right.
till the last day we were there. Well, he's like I think Jake actually lives around here somewhere. And the bass player the other bass player goes, oh, you mean Jake, the surfer dude? Yeah, he's right. He lives right over there. We'd been there like 8 days. Don't even know where Jake is. The last day we're there, we go over to see Jake. He knocked on the door. Here comes Jake. Tim, oh, buddy, what's up? Who are these guys? These are my band. Oh, my God. Instant brother. Instant brother. I played Bike Week for 15 years in a row, and we stayed at Jake's house every year.
That's
You still in touch with that guy?
Yeah. Him and his wife, Wendy.
That's crazy.
That all led to all of that from Mike not coming here.
I mean, I look back at all of our spring break Daytona Beach stories.
Oh, goodness.
And they never were organized. Like, it was always, well, we have a friend of a friend of a friend that's going to let us crash.
Right.
And you go there and you never meet up with the friend. You always meet some girls and stay at their place or whatever. Like, it was never organized. Like, there were nights where we would wait for my friend, one of my best friends, to get out of work at like 1 a.m. from closing up the club. And then we would leave. There'd be 6 of us in a Jeep, driving to Daytona.
Yeah.
And all we brought with us was like a towel. There was no clothes, or nothing. When we were there for a week, it was never an organized vacation.
No.
I came down here from Fort Benning, Georgia for a 3-week vacation.
Yeah.
In 1985.
Oh, wow.
I was due to go back to New York because I was my best friend's best man. And I came down here on a detour because my buddy that I served with overseas came and got me at Benning, brought me down here for a little. He said, before you go back to New York, come and hang out with me. We're down on Sanibel Island.
Hmm.
I'm not going to go into the story that made me go, I'm not leaving. But I wound up going home 2 days before my best buddy's wedding to show up. And then I had to learn a song in order, because I had to sing for his wedding.
Oh, wow.
But I got down. Florida has this thing, especially back in the 80s. It has this thing. You come
came
down here
you
and
never left.
you're God. You're just God.
You're God.
Yeah.
And it was just so wild. I mean, Dale Mabry was 4 lanes. It was just Rocket Club, Volley Club. All these places were having original music. That's how we started doing original music, by the way, because they didn't want covers. The first band I saw was Secret Service. We're standing in the parking lot of Killian's.
Yep.
And I go to
Waters.
And I go to Pete. I go,
Killian's on
we got to
Waters.
step our game up, bro.
Wow.
These guys, they were the first band we saw. So we're thinking all the bands are like that. Come to find out they're not.
I mean, you know what's funny about Secret Service is we used to go see them, right?
Yeah.
We lived in Carrollwood at the time, so Waters, we were over there at Rocket Club.
Yeah.
And I always remember, do you ever go to Killian's on Waters?
I knew Killian's. I never
The
went.
stage, when they would play, the ceiling wasn't high enough for them, and they would have to duck
Crouch.
when they would play. Like nobody was jumping around on that stage. It was great.
Man.
It was great.
That's a joint.
Parking
That's
lot.
a joint. Yeah.
They had a parking lot party. They had a tent, a stage, and I just went, Pete, we got to step our game up, bro. It's crazy. These guys are great.
Yeah.
Then we went and saw somebody else at the record store on Fletcher, Blockbuster Music or something. What were they called?
No,
Rock Gang.
Fletcher?
Rocks Gang. Yeah.
We saw
which
Rocks
is Jeff
Gang.
Vitolo.
In the summertime. And I'm telling you, we got here in March, maybe
And if it
May
was-
or June.
If it was Fletcher, then
It was on Fletcher by the university down there.
by the university.
Yeah,
Okay.
right off the highway. There
Okay.
used to be a Mugs and Jugs pizza place.
Oh, wow.
Mugs or something.
Yeah.
That was a long time.
Yeah.
ago.
And they were in their leathers and all this get up, and it was hot. And me and Peter, I'm like, these guys are sweating their ass off. And we stayed for like 2 songs. We didn't like their music. So we left.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the music scene.
Okay.
Okay, because when you got here, Volley Club,
Yeah.
ML Chaser.
Oh, yeah. We played there. New York.
New York. But that was oldie stuff.
Carly's. Oh, when we played there, it wasn't all these stuff.
Really?
No,
New York
we
was a
played
rock
there.
club?
We played there twice. It turned into a rock club when we played there. They only had us twice. We weren't dance enough for them.
Wow.
That was the meat market. Then there was McDivitt's.
Yep.
McDinton's.
McDinton's.
Yeah,
But
still there.
McDinton's is still there.
Still
Yeah,
there.
I played there on Nickel Beer Night a couple times.
Nickel beer.
Yeah, and then we you got to talk about the beach.
Right.
Jimmy
I mean,
B's.
So let's talk about this.
Okay.
Okay. The bands, I always hear, especially with Mayhem Magazine, I always heard the bands
Casey's
talk
Cove,
about,
sorry.
well, back in the day.
Mhm.
Well, back in the day, people didn't mind paying a cover charge or this or that. Like they always referred to late 80s, early 90s. That was like
Yes.
the local music heyday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
It's
was.
evolved. It has evolved.
Yeah.
And even with Bourbon Street, I was a blip on that count, on that timeline, right? So when you look at the clubs the way they used to be with the locals that used to support the musicians, okay? All of these musicians went from being 20s to 30s to 40s to 50s. Now they're hitting 50s and 60s, right?
Mhm.
And I hear a lot of the musicians say, well, nobody comes out like they used to. Is it a shock now that your crowd is 65 years old?
Right. It's 9:30.
What have you
Going to
seen?
bed.
Yeah. What have you seen with the transition? Let's not talk of the bands and the crowds, but the bars that you play at. How has that evolved, from what you've seen
Here's the
from
first of all.
1990 to 2025?
I can tell you right now, it went from playing from 10 to 2 at Carly's or Bourbon Street or whatever. Now it's 7 to 11 or 8 to 12.
Really? But also back then, I know the bands used to have a residency. Like we're here every Saturday night for the next month.
Yeah.
Or we're here
Yeah.
Friday and Saturday night for 2-3
We used
weekends.
to do 2 nights in a row,
Mhm.
sometimes 3. We did Thursday, Friday, Saturday sometimes.
Okay.
That's all went out the window too. Now it's
All one
every
off.
night it's a different band, and it's like to me that's dumb because
It's jukebox.
it's if you know you're going to back then that people came and saw us on Thursday and they knew we were going to be there on Friday, and then the people that came in Friday knew we were going to be there on Saturday. You couldn't move.
So
On Saturday.
by Saturday night,
It was
built
sardines, yeah. And the bartender or bar owners don't do that anymore.
In the 80s, that's exactly the way it was for us. We wouldn't guarantee anybody any more than 2 weeks. We would never play more than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we were usually either a week or 2 weeks in one place.
And the country band I was
And that's
when
the way
I
it was.
traveled with them, it was Tuesday through Saturday, travel, Tuesday through Saturday, travel, Tuesday. We played Tuesday through Saturday. The Volley Club was like that for a lot of bands. The Rocket Club had that. We played all week.
Did the bars treat you any better back then than they do now? The owners, the managers.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
I think they actually enjoyed it, a band back. Now it's just, what's the red
It's all
line? What's
business,
the take? What's the register say? Blah, blah,
It's all
blah.
business.
I think back then, especially I can name a few clubs where the owners actually were just thrilled to have us. And they had a great time. They were there, and with everybody else having a good time. I think. I mean, I don't know today that they're in it for that anymore.
Well, they're not building the same relationships that we
No.
would have had back in the 80s
No.
and in the 90s.
Yeah.
You're not building those relationships.
No.
I can say this, being on,
Bourbon Street as well. Greg.
Yep.
He was always there
the
when we
original
played.
guy.
Always had a great time.
The biggest thing for me, before I bought Bourbon Street, it was, I'd hear all the bands like, oh, I don't ever want to hear a bar owner ask me how many people we're going to bring. Right. And I heard that enough where my mentality or my take on it was, yeah, man, they shouldn't rely on you to bring people. Like, they should have their own crowd. You should be the entertainment for the night. Right. And then when I bought Bourbon Street, I learned it was all about the numbers. It is all about,
It is.
I'm not going to pay you top dollar for an empty room. I'm not going to do it.
Right.
And what I would do is, if I would see that you were playing somewhere else the night before and it was the guitarist's birthday, I know everybody's going to see the guitarist for his birthday Friday night.
Yeah.
I don't need you in my place on Saturday night. Nobody's coming out. They all blew their wad, Friday night.
Right.
So, I didn't book our room based on the need. I booked it based on everybody else's calendar as well.
Mhm.
If there was a country band at the amphitheater or the Ice Palace, I wouldn't have country that night. Or, I wouldn't have rock if Alice Cooper was playing in St. Pete, because everybody's going there.
Right.
You got to know your
That's
market.
smart.
You got to know what you're doing.
Exactly.
And then the other thing was, when I had Bourbon Street, it was more original stuff. We didn't do cover bands. We very rarely would I have a cover band in there.
Right.
And the few cover bands that we had, I never said to them, well, do you have a following, or what's your situation like here? Because one of the things that I noticed was a lot of bands they were going to wherever they could get gigs. So they'd be in Riverview one weekend at Raccoons. Then they'd be down in St. Pete at,
Right.
Wherever. Then they'd be up in Tampa at, whatever.
They're chasing the dollar
And-
just like you are.
And
Absolutely.
then, and then they'd come to me in Newport Richey.
Mhm.
You don't have anybody, following you up here in Newport Richey. Clearwater's not driving to Newport Richey. Like, the best you're going to get is like Tarpon Springs to Holiday, And so they had to build their own market. And I didn't mind certain bands doing it because I knew people would come to see them once they heard them. Right?
Yeah.
But, then every once in a while you'd have that one band that would be like, well, you know how many people we have at our shows? And I'm like, yeah, that's in Brandon.
Right.
Come on.
Well, it helped us. First of all, we were on the radio with Mondo and Scotty.
Okay.
We would just show up. He'd say, come over here on this morning, and we'd show up with a couple of guitars.
How long ago was that?
92,
Okay.
95. you know. And we did the Corvette. Diamond Gray actually got a lot of what we did the Corvette giveaway for 95 YNF on the beach.
Cool.
We were on the radio. I mean, they put our stuff. Back then they could put your stuff on the radio. Your original, because we were all original. We had a lot of original stuff, not all original. But so you get a following like in Bourbon Street. We opened up for what are they called? Who's Behind the Door? What are they called? Anyway, twice we did them. They were packed in there. And we did the Jackal twice in there. So when you open up for a big show like that, people get exposed to you in that market up there.
Yeah.
I don't think we really had a problem putting people in Bourbon. It was a huge place back then because we had a lot of radio going on with us and stuff. We were Guavween opening for Cheap Trick or Edgar Winter, Oyster Cult. We had a lot of opening act gigs that just put us in like
in front of a lot of people. Yeah.
Great light.
And it was, we had more of a pull, that original pull and stuff. But people liked us. You know,
and that's something a lot of bands from the area could not say. They didn't have that kind of a platform to get their music.
They didn't have that. We got very lucky with that.
So you had original stuff, right?
Yeah.
How many CDs did Diamond Gray have?
We have 3 CDs.
3 from. Okay.
2 from back in the day. I hate that phrase. 2 from back then.
Right.
And 1 from 2011 with Dennis, our new singer. 2 with Danny and 1 with Dennis.
Which I thought that third CD that y'all did was the best one. I mean, I
think so.
It was a great CD. Like all the songs on it were really good.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you can live with that, that's not.
Now the first CD had a song on it called "Let Them Puppies Breathe," which was kind of a spoof on Wild Thing.
Okay.
But he sang about, puppies. And it made its way onto some video television thing in Daytona one year.
Oh, man.
And we're walking up and down the street and I go, you
hear that?
You hear that? Is that us? They were playing it at some club on the overhead.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Wow.
Crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Because Daytona back then was a little freer than it is today. But
because there's not a lot going on in Daytona these days.
Let Them Puppies Breathe was a great song. So that put us, all those people that saw us in Daytona, that song being out there, it was really a good time for us. I think we came close a few times to getting signed on a bigger level. There was a guy from Chrysalis Records in the audience once, and Danny decided to show up drunk because they were up with his girlfriend. We didn't know the guy was there. I mean, these are things
you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Heard about it later. Just bad timing. Because that's the last thing they want to see is, this is how you're going to be now. How you're going to be on the road.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Absolutely.
And we didn't know, and it's okay. I mean, I don't have any regrets. We did what we did. We had a blast. We were big around here. We were big in Florida. We played all over the place.
And that's, at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. As long as you're having a good time doing what you do.
Having a good time. I think when you came and saw Diamond Gray, you had a really good time. We did.
That's it. That's all that matters.
Here's another thing. So, Rocky, how many guitars do you have?
The moment I'm going to honestly say 101.
There you go. So when I was doing Mayhem, somebody said to me, I said, I was looking for somebody that really could do like product stuff, like guitars, or like somebody that had 50 drum sets at home, really knew their stuff. And somebody said to me, well, you're friends with Rocky. And I go, okay. And I'm like, guy's got like 100 guitars. Like, over. And I'm like, Rocky, how many guitars do you have? And he's like, about 100. And I'm like, seriously? So every issue we featured another one of his guitars.
We did.
And you're a Les Paul guy.
I'm a Les Paul guy. Yeah, for the most part. Flying V, Les Paul, Gibson guy. Yeah.
The Flying V is kind of like your signature. You're known for it. Is that your favorite?
Okay,
all
right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a Michael Schenker disciple.
Oh, see, there it is. There it is. Okay.
Do you modify them, like change the pickups and everything, or you just buy it as is and use it?
Most of my stuff is factory. But like an Epiphone, I've got a Joe Bonamassa Epiphone Signature V. I did change the back pickup on it because the stuff that comes with it is not as potent as the stuff that would be like an aftermarket pickup or something. But on a Gibson, it's what it is. It comes with what it is. I don't really modify anything on on them a lot. I just use them stock. You know, really. I mean, you can get pickups and put covers on them and make it look, but I don't go through all that.
Wasn't the V, wasn't that the one that we shot?
The black and white one?
Yeah, with
the
Lulu
girl?
Love?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was an 85 custom shop, Rudolph Schenker, half black, half white V.
I said to Rocky, you got a photo of this? He goes, I could take one. I said, no. We need a really good, like, kick-ass rock and roll picture. And Rocky's like, okay, well, do you want to take it? I'm like, we need a guitar and we need a naked girl. And it has to happen.
Okay.
Rocky goes, well, don't twist my arm.
Yeah, twist my arm. As long as I get to be there.
We took the guitar over to the girl's house, laid it on the floor. She laid down next to it and hugged the
It's good to
guitar.
have friends, isn't it?
Great.
I said to Rocky, day's work.
Yeah, just all of the day's work.
Man, just a day's
Loving
work.
every minute of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, she looked good with that V.
Lulu is such an amazing.
Is she around now?
She is. She's up
That's the
in.
company I was telling you about.
She lives in Orlando now. Her and her husband. They have a baby.
Oh, nice.
And but she goes. She does a lot of promotions. She does a lot of marketing with Caliente.
Caliente.
Yeah,
God,
she
I'd like
does
to
a
get
lot of
gig
stuff
up there. I haven't ever played Caliente. I played all the other ones.
But okay, so that's funny. You say I'd love to get a gig up there.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of friends of mine that always end up playing at Paradise Lakes.
I played Paradise
Right?
Lakes, yeah.
And I always think, like, you're playing a nudist place.
All the time.
Shouldn't you be naked at the nudist place if you're playing? And they're like, no, Anthony, no, I don't do that. Well,
True
wait,
story.
but you're
They're
going to be
clothing
there.
optional on those.
No.
Yes.
If you're going to be up there, you should be naked while you're playing up there.
Well, I'll tell you a story about playing at Paradise Lakes. Danny and I and Jeff got a trio gig, 2 acoustics and a singer for something at the bar underneath the big tiki thing. And Danny, I love Danny to death. I just talked to him yesterday. He's a bit homophobic. He was the guy that didn't dress out for PE. Let's just think it that way.
Okay.
Jeff and I knew this. Jeff and I brought Speedos.
Oh,
So
Nice.
we play the first set in our jeans and our T-shirts and we're going along. So we take a break. Jeff and I go in the bathroom, come out with a towel. He didn't know we had Speedos on. We both come out with towels, nothing on. And Danny is furious. You're not going to sit next to me without anything on. And Jeff and I both go, we're at a nudist colony.
right.
So we whip off the towels and we got nothing but Speedos on, and he still blew a gasket.
Didn't want no
He
part
didn't
of
want
that.
no part of it. So
That's good stuff.
we pissed him off enough. We put our clothes back on, and then we go out to the pool. And to your point, no, if you're not a member, So we go out to the pool. Jeff and I are having cocktails. We're sitting there, and these two, and I'm not making this up or embellishing it at all. These two, Jeff's a big guy. Are you guys in the band? Yeah. We're like, yeah. You want our autograph? Blah, blah. You got to go now. You're out of the pool and out of here. What? If you don't want to leave, no, bro. Don't pick me up. It's fine.
We got you.
They made us leave. We were done with our gig.
Oh, you were.
We were
got to
out.
go.
You were hired help, and when
And
you were
we're
done, you were
out. And we had our
supposed to
Speedos on because we're in the pool. They're like, you're out of here. Not because of what we had on, because we were done with our show
Very
and
friendly.
we weren't members.
You weren't
very,
members,
very
yeah.
friendly.
I don't even know how they found out we were sitting over there, to be honest with you. We were not making any noise.
It's
or
a small
we were
community.
drinking.
They know.
They
Everybody
knew.
knows. Yeah.
Now, the funny part is I played a Halloween party there, and that was the most I seen anybody dressed at the whole place. They all had costumes on.
So I remember when I was a kid and I was working at a photo lab, in junior high, and the guy said, no, I was 16, so I had to have been in high school.
Yeah.
And the guy said, we need this stuff delivered to this customer. And I go, okay. And I get in the car and I take it up there, and they're like, yeah, just get to the guardhouse. You let him know that you're there to see him. And I get to the guardhouse, and the guy comes over, and he's got nothing on but like a bandana around his head. And I just froze. I'm like, oh my God.
Don't look at him. Don't look
That
at him.
guy has no pants on. I'm like, I'm here to deliver this too. And he's like, oh yeah. And he hits the button, the thing goes up, and I drive in, and man, it's never the people you want to see.
No.
It was a bunch of old people jogging and just saggy. And I got back to I remember getting back to the photo place and going, No,
Don't ever send me back
I
there
ain't
again.
doing that again.
Dude, we
I ain't
were
doing that
playing,
again.
and this guy walks up with a $20 bill and wanted to hear a song, and he's trying to hand it. And I looked at Mike.
Nobody wanted to take
Well, nobody, like, where did you get that? Because you ain't got any clothes on.
the pockets.
Just drop it in the cup.
No
He dropped it in the cup, man. We were like, what the heck?
That's
I think
funny.
one of the most exciting things about being an entertainer are the places you end up doing what you do.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
the stories that come from that are unbelievable, you know. And I
It
remember
is.
being on the road, and we had two levels of how well we were doing or where we were playing.
Mhm.
So we were staying in a nice place, or we were staying in what we called the BBB rooms. Bands, blacks, and bus drivers. And, oh yeah. So, you know, if you went to a place and said, oh yeah, we got a band house for you or something else like that, you go there,
Yeah.
there are cots, there's no real
Yeah.
furniture, you
No
know,
sheets.
no sheets or anything like that. That's what it's like, no, we're not doing that. But if you went to a place, they're gonna put you up in a nice hotel, you're playing a classy joint.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how we graded, you know, where we were staying.
Well, we went to Daytona one time with Kevin Rothney, of all people, Danny Mean, Brian Bradford. And we pull up to the club. She goes, yeah, y'all are right out back. We're right out back. Yeah, we got an RV. Really? Cool. We walked out to the back, and all it was I swear it was a truck with a camper. And we all looked at each other and said,
We ain't doing
No.
that. We're not doing that.
I'm on the phone. Jake, hey, Jake, my buddy still lived there, but he lived up the beach in Ormond. Hey, he goes, yeah, come on over. I'll stay downstairs. Okay.
You know, I have a friend of mine.
Man, that got us out of that.
Oh, yeah.
Dude. Listen to sleeping in the car.
I have a friend of mine, and you know, when you're in high school and you go to spring break, you know, there's like 12 of y'all that
Yeah.
put $5 in to pay for the $60 room, right, for the night, and it doesn't even matter. You're not even
You're not gonna,
sleeping there,
yeah, you're not
right?
gonna use
Yeah.
it.
And even if you crashed, like you were drunk, so you probably ended up in the bottom of the closet or whatever, right?
Yep.
So here we are, guys trip. There's like 5, 6 of us, and we drive from here up to Cincinnati. And my buddy's like, you can stay at my place. Man, you guys can stay at my place. We're good, my place. And we get there, and the GPS has us going to like a marina. We're like, this is wrong. The GPS took us to a wrong spot. So we call him, and we're like, bro, you know, I think we're lost here. You know, like we're at a marina. And he goes, oh yeah, look to your left. And he's on the dock like this. We're like, oh shit. Now, mind you, we're all like 40 something years old now, right?
Yeah.
So the guy goes, yeah, come on down. He goes, yeah, I got a houseboat. And we're like, what? So we go down the dock, and we go onto this houseboat. We haven't even unpacked the car, right, with the van. And we're all just, you could see everybody's faces like, how is this going to work?
Yeah,
Right?
this is
We go
not.
walking onto this thing, and he's like, so my one buddy goes, man, there's not, you don't even have a bedroom here, bro. You're sleeping in the front of the boat, like
no
up
kidding.
here.
Yeah.
And, you know, and my buddy goes, no, look. And he slides this hatch open, like underneath the stairs, and there's 2 mattresses there. And he slides another mattress in, and he goes, well, you can put like 4 people in here. And then over here, if you sleep head to toe to head to toe. I'm like, I'm 45 years old. I'm not sleeping head to toe. This is not happening. So, like, I'm just like, dude, I'm looking at my other friend who I know now, you know, he's
Yeah.
an engineer. He's got money. And
Yeah.
I'm like, Marriott? And he's like, dude, I can't sleep here.
No.
There's no way.
No way.
Right.
But
No.
you know, back in the day, it didn't matter. We crashed. You
No.
know, give me a lawn chair. You know, I'm good for a week
Remember
there.
those click, 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 click.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what our beds were. We had our bed, our pillow, or our backpack with our toothbrush in it. That's what we slept on. When I went to Corpus Christi for spring break,
Corpus
Port
Christi was
Aransas,
cool. Yeah, Corpus
Aransas
Christi,
Bass
good
and all
place, yeah.
that. We traipsed down there, 4 or 5 of us in the car. Wow. Where are we staying? Well, my buddy's got a room. That's all we
That's
need.
all
Yeah,
you
you know,
need.
yeah, you
We all
all you
slept
need,
all
yeah.
over the place. Who's sleeping anyway?
So tell me this. I want 2 things from you. First, I want to know, what is your worst experience on the road? And then follow that up with your absolute best memory on the road.
Worst experience on the
Mhm.
road.
Rockies, you know, back 1977,
Back in
you know,
1978.
I hitchhiked across Utah.
Let me think. Wouldn't that
Because
be?
we all got one.
Dude, I know. I'm trying to think.
He's filing through them right now.
Well, we pulled up a week early for a show in Hobbs, New Mexico. The guy had overlapped the booking.
Oh, man. Okay.
It's January in Hobbs, New Mexico.
I don't know, is that cold?
He
or is
says,
that hot?
well, you're going to have to wait for the band. We had to wait there a week, no pay. He put the leader and the girl up in his little apartment, and he gave the rest of us a trailer.
Ooh.
Trailer was out by the oil field.
Oh, no. The smell of that alone will put you to
Every
sleep.
night. Big flame coming out this pipe.
Oh.
No matter what you did. No matter what you did. I could foil the windows. You'd still see that flame. It was 100 yards over that trailer. Not only that, there was a hole in the floor somewhere. One bathroom, 3 guys. It was that, but that's not a bad experience. I don't think. I think that's just normal oopsie, whatever.
Right. What are the BBB room?
I'm trying to think. Oh, we were on the road with Black Oak, Arkansas, and we were in, for some reason, the van and the trailer, and then we were following behind in my car in Port Lavaca. Now, this is an act of God. We had a flat. Put the spare on. 5 miles later, we had another flat. The spare was shot. So, oh no, I'm sorry. The trailer and the van had a flat, but we were in my car behind it because we were in Texas, and I had a Bel Air. I had a 67.
Oh, get out of here.
4-door. Put 8 people in that thing. So we were riding, big party going down the road. So me and my buddy John, the roadie, went, grabbed the tire, and said, there's got to be a town somewhere. So there's no GPS or anything back then.
No.
So we get in the car, and they're on the side of the road. We're driving. We come into, it's a Sunday. I remember this vividly. We come into this small town, and we see a gas station. They're all closed. All sidewalks are rolled up. It's Texas on a Sunday in 1978.
Right. Everybody's at church and at home eating.
Or at home. So there's this place with all these tires lined up from a pole to another light pole. And John goes, there's got to be one in here. And maybe there's an air thing and we can da-da-da-da-da. I'm sitting there going, what are we going to do? Oh, my God, I'm just looking. He comes walking up, goes, look what I found, bro. I went, what? A full tire ready to go that fit the tire we had with us. So we left a note. We took the tire. Here's the tire that we had. Sorry. We didn't put a phone number on there. Nobody had a cell phone. Just thank you, Lord.
Thank you.
Huffed it back to the van
Lord.
and put it on and went on about our way. You want to tell me?
Wow.
Now, I don't have any bad.
Was that the worst or the best story?
Well,
Which
no,
one? I was
wait,
trying to
you're a
figure
preacher
out.
man.
Yes.
He said, thank you, Lord.
Oh, yes, he did.
As he stole a tire.
We were in one of the shows. There was a guy that kept coming in and getting thrown out, coming in and getting thrown out, coming in and getting thrown out. Finally, the road manager of Black Oak, Arkansas, was this huge dude. We were done playing. We were walking out, and he had the guy on the ground with a 38
Oh, man.
at his head and said, if you keep doing this, I'm going to blow your brains out. We happened to walk out right when he had him on the ground. No cops.
No.
Dude, this guy had a gun in his face. And I went, anybody get a joint? I don't want to see this. That wasn't a bad story either. I'm sure one will come to me afterwards.
Oh, yeah, of
I mean,
course.
these are
That's
just
what it was.
stories.
Yeah,
They're not
certainly.
like a bad, what do you mean? Like, I don't know. What do you mean?
You went to the gig and there was no gig.
Well, we had the week off with nowhere to stay and no pay. Oh, and by the way, it's Hobbs, New Mexico. I have a Walkman. I have super long hair. I had to go walk 3 or 4 blocks to the cafe with my Paul Harvey. That's all I got. Without my cassettes, all I got on the radio was, this is Paul Harvey.
And that's the story,
And I
man.
swear, I walked in, and it's nothing but oil derelict people. And the first week we're there, I'm like, man, I'm in the corner, and they don't want to. They're just looking at you weird, just like Bob Seger said, right?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? The minute we played, the very first night we played, I'm crazy. I'm 22, dude. I'm jumping on tables. I'm crazy guitar man. After that, hey, you're that guy in that
Instant celebrity.
Instant celebrity. And I still, now I got my Walkman on going, I wish they wouldn't talk to me. I'm trying to listen to All Harvey. And then we went to Rio Dosa Downs after that. Most beautiful place I think we've ever played.
Oh, wow.
Rio Dosa
Okay,
Downs.
yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Okay, so I have to ask, what happened to Diamond Gray?
What happened to Diamond Gray? Well, we were cruising right along, partying our asses off, doing our thing.
Great CD.
Great CD.
In fact,
which Diamond Gray? The
no,
later one or the
at
first
the
one?
end, with Dennis.
Oh, with Dennis?
Okay, and I gotta say, because it was at that time we featured in Mayhem, but to complement Mayhem, I also had the internet radio station.
Oh, you did, yeah.
And one of the things that I did was I was playing local artists on it, which nobody was doing. Like you couldn't get nobody would play the local stuff. So, I remember when you gave me the CD and I said, I'll put it on the radio.
Yeah.
And it was, to me, it was strange because the minute I put Black Pearl Rock Radio on the internet, and the bands started saying, well, if you want to hear the new song, Anthony's playing it. You can log in and listen to it. Listeners were pounding up, miling up, kind of like YouTube subscribers, right?
Certainly.
And it was like, wow, I didn't realize that there were that many local people that wanted to hear their friends.
That's right.
Okay. So, and it was awesome. It was a great thing, but we played it and every single song was, I'm going to send it to you. I still have it.
Yeah, please do.
I've got a few copies.
But, okay, so, you guys were flying high, new CD, everything was going great.
Yeah.
And I heard we're taking a break.
Well, what happened, I love Mike to death, the bass player at the time, Mike Townsend.
Okay.
We were great on stage, very many years of playing great. Something started getting to him, and I don't know. We were playing a small little beer place in 54 in Veterans. Now it's blown up, but back then it was just one little place of a world of beer kind of place, international beer garden thing. And we're playing it, and the break music, break music was just so loud. So this is just one instance. I think it was probably the icing on the cake. Brian, my drummer, goes over and just takes the board and pulls it down a little bit. I mean, he had it it's break music, right? Plus they were complaining about how loud we were because he was really loud. And loud was fine back then, but then it started. So he didn't want to turn down. So then we go over there to turn the mixer down. He just blows a gasket and just turns everything off. And we're like, what did you do? He goes, Brian broke the mixer. I go, no, he didn't. He just turned it down. So we started getting a little confrontation. Then we go back to play and he turns it on like it was a joke. And they're giving us beer, but they don't have Ice House or Budweiser.
Ice House.
Which is all he drank.
Ice House.
So I go, we're all tipping back. Even Dennis was drinking then. Me and Brian and Dennis go, man, this German beer is great. I don't know. I'm drinking some white wheat ale from somewhere. And these big steins. And we're halfway down and we go, yeah, but Mike's not drinking because he only drinks Ice House. He don't have Ice House in this place. And I said something like that, man. He just lost it. I don't even remember what he said, but it was just like, man, you said that over the mic, bro. Come on, calm down. Then after that gig, it was like he was just out. He was just always just hungover or something. I don't know what was up with him.
So he was going through something.
Yeah.
So we decided to find another bass player, and that was hard because we'd gone through every bass player in town. We had a revolving door for bass players for a little while. We had Kevin, we had Tom King from Stranger for a while. So anyway, we got Mark. But Mark, I love Mark to death. He's great with Den of Thieves. But for us, it just didn't seem like it. It seemed like it fit at first, but then it just didn't really work. So I got tired of it. I'd been at Diamond Gray for 20 years at this point. Great CD, everything's out. We did some sales, and I still get royalty checks. They're
Royalty.
They're whopping royalty checks. So I just called them. I was sitting at a Chili's. I remember Brian and Dennis called me and said, if we don't get rid of Mike, we're both going to be out.
Right.
So they're kind of pulling my chain. I'm the last. I'm the head of the snake. And so I just decided, you know what?
This ain't worth
It's just not worth trying to find another bass player. And everything. After Mike left, it wasn't the same. We had 12 or years together. When you're on stage together that long,
It's a relationship,
you
man. It
do
is.
things. Y'all all screw up together. See, I didn't say the F word. Hey,
Yeah. You're doing good.
You all, and when y'all all screw up, you screw up together because
Yeah.
you've been playing the song for so long together, right?
it. Band of brothers.
So yeah, basically. So I called Dennis. I was at a Chili's having lunch, and I just said, I'm just gonna have to. I'm sorry, this isn't. So I called Dennis and told him I was sorry, man, but I can't do this anymore. Trying to find another bass player just won't ever be the same. He understood. He agreed. And then I called Brian. Brian and I have always been brothers. 30 years I've known Brian. He's been my drummer for a long time. So that was what, and it just kind of came to an end, right? Like that. I don't know what was up with Mike. Mike never really, I went to pick my stuff up at his house. He looked like he'd been up all night and hung over as hell. And I'm like, are you okay? All right, man. We tried. I have never talked to him, seen him, or spoke to him since.
It's funny.
Really?
In
We
that
tried to
way.
get a reunion together. He didn't want anything to do. I had to call his wife Susie. No, Michael didn't want any part of that. Again, I don't know what happened.
I don't think regular people understand that when you're in a band, you're technically in a family. You really are.
Yeah, you
there
are.
are things that you don't say, you don't have to talk about. You function and you exist in that orbit
You're
very
married.
much together. Yeah, very much together.
Yeah.
And when something goes awry, if the wheels come off, you might have four wheels, but even in a car, if one of those wheels goes, the whole car is affected by that.
But you know what though? There's two parts of a band that most people just don't have the capacity to be able to do, and one is fun, and the other one is business.
Right.
And they're either all this or all that, right? And if it's not fun anymore, well, then it doesn't matter about the business.
Right.
It's just not fun.
Right.
Okay. Now you take bands, you look at like Motley Crue. Here's a group of guys that all really can't stand each other, right? When they do a show, they fly in from wherever, or they get together. Every one of them has their own bus. Every one of them has their own legal team. Literally, Tommy's trailer's over there,
Right.
Nikki's trailer's half a mile away.
Yep,
They all just show up, high five each other on the stage, play the gig, get paid, and then they go back to their
doing it for the dollar. Yeah, doing it for the dollar, man.
and that's it. And there are several bands from our era that are like that.
Yeah.
They can't stand each other, but they're not going to turn down the business side of it because that's their bread
At
and
one
butter.
point, they were all in a room together, living in the same room in the same hotel room
Sure.
together. And I
Wow.
think when you
Fame
get
and money changes everybody.
money, you and I have no idea. When I saw ZZ Top, Billy Gibbons in the 80s or in the 90s, paid $900,000 to have that Cadillac done. It was recently on an article I read. One of the Cadillacs he had that he chopped and did all this stuff. So it cost him $900,000.
Is that the one the cover of Afterburner, the old?
Not the red one.
No.
It's the black Cadillac that he had done. See?
Yeah.
He had all kinds of stuff. When you're talking, you can throw that kind of money
away. Yeah.
in a car.
Yeah.
We don't understand what kind of money these people are really making. And I think that these people that made it in the record business, when you get that kind of jack, you just get to where you just can't hate the guy that helped you get there.
Right.
Right.
You gotta
How do you
work
do
with him.
that?
Yeah.
But the problem is you don't talk. And if Mike had just said, if we could have sat down, not an intervention or whatever.
He just would have said to you, I feel this way.
I don't, think this is going the way I want. And we showed up, talk about a bad gig. We got booked to play out at Starkey Ranch for some mud run guy thing where they run and jump and do all this stuff. I don't know what you call it, a marathon, outdoor guy thing.
Yeah.
Where you,
Like an Iron Man type of deal.
kind of thing where you do an obstacle course, and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we show up at 10 o'clock in the morning. Where's the guy? He's out on the course. I call him. Finally, I got him. Yeah, I'll be right there. Where's the stage? What stage? Where's the stage? In between the two boxes. What two boxes? There was no stage, there was no electrical, there was no cover, there was no nothing. And we had played the night before, and I'm standing there with 3 other guys looking at me going, you booked this gig? You didn't get a contract, you didn't get a deposit. No,
Wow.
I trusted it. So I said, dude, without a stage and electrical, and where are you expecting us to play? Oh, well, we just thought we'd put some plywood down. And I'm like,
Plywood.
I didn't live that down for
Plywood.
months.
Mhm.
Is this another Rocky Diamond production? Dude, Brian started calling it a Rocky Diamond production. Is this another Rocky Diamond production? Is there going to be a stage?
Using that. I am so using
I got that for months. Months.
And you know when you're doing your own thing, that's different than when you're going through an agent.
Yeah.
Because I know with 3rd Street, Ray Lamitris was he was the head of the band.
Right.
Ray had mailing lists and just
we
all
did all
kinds
that.
of stuff.
Yeah, we did all
You know,
Diamond
but if
production.
anything was wrong, it was Ray's fault.
Right.
You know, no matter what, it was
Right.
Ray's fault.
Right.
Ray, how did we get here? You know, what are we doing? Well, this is what they told me. You know, that kind of
Who's
thing.
paying us?
Yeah, when you're doing that,
Where are we
it's the kind of-
staying? Do we get to eat?
That's awesome.
Oh, Rocky
Whenever
Diamond
anything
production.
goes wrong, we're going to
It's a
say
Rocky
that.
Diamond, another Rocky Diamond
Another
production.
Rocky Diamond production.
What? You didn't get beer? Another Rocky Diamond production.
Mm.
Anything that went wrong was a Rocky Diamond production for months.
That
So,
is for real.
I didn't live that down for months.
You said that, you tried to do a Diamond Gray
Reunion. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And is there any chance of doing it without him? Just,
Oh, yeah.
Just have somebody jump in for that
Yeah.
one gig.
Yeah. We could do that. Danny lives in Jacksonville. But Dennis lives in Tennessee.
Oh, he's not even local anymore.
No. So the only Diamond Gray reunion would be if Dennis came down for some reason. I've talked to Dennis. I talk to him all the time, really, on Facebook and message him and stuff. And he's just happy being a gardener and riding his bike and living in Tennessee. He's really not.
A gardener?
He gardens.
Well, the last he was doing the BMW
He retired
dealerships.
from all that. Yeah, he got retired from all that. So
I
he's not really into singing anymore. We were supposed to play a hockey playoff across the street at I forgot the name of the place.
And Chuck's.
Right there. The stadium's right there.
Yep.
They
Dina Mead
lost,
was booking all those gigs.
They lost the game the night before
Mm.
and got kicked out of the playoffs. They were supposed to be there the next night. Playoff game. They got
nobody there.
tanked. There was nobody. Another Rocky Diamond production. So I go up to the guy was there that owned the place, and he's like, they lost the game. It's not our fault. They lost. He had us play anyway.
Nothing really right.
Nobody. I mean, literally crickets and the bartender. So I go to the bartender and I'm getting a beer. I'm getting a shock top. And I go, these beers aren't $5 a piece, are they? And she goes, no. So me and Dennis are like,
No, they were like, what, $7?
$7. She didn't say that.
$5
No, they're
a piece.
not $5.
No,
Great.
there's that.
She goes, here's your
Silly
tab.
little
Dennis has a
drunk
$42
man.
tab. I got a $35 tab. I'm like, you said they weren't $5. They said, no, they're $7. And he didn't get mad. He didn't get jacked. I mean, I've never seen him jacked.
You know what?
Like
I'll
that.
tell you a funny thing. So you'd be surprised how many times I'd have bands that would come into Bourbon Street. And I knew there was four guys on stage. I knew they were getting like $500 for the night, right? That was like sometimes the going rate.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, each guy would have like a $70 or $80 bar tab.
Yeah.
And I'd pay the band, lights are on, everybody's cashing out. And I would say to them, guys, there's no tab for the band. There's no tab for the band in the beginning of the night. And they go, no, man, we got you. And even some of them be like, our fans buy us so many shots.
Yeah.
We don't ever have a tab at the end of the night. And then there was always one guy in the band that would be, this is bullshit. I made $20 tonight.
Yep.
There was always that one guy in the band that was mad that he had to pay for his drinks,
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. I played Whiskey Willie's one night, had a $90 tab. And I go to Diane. I go, Diane. I used to make Diane at Carly's because she had 47 beers. I'm like, there's no way. So I got a marker when I played Carly's, and I made her mark my hand every time I got a beer because I did not trust her at all. I had 7 beers, Diane. There's 7 marks on my hand right here. Everybody buys us drinks.
Yeah.
It's just me going up and getting whatever. But at Wild Willie's, I go, Diane, there's no way I had a $90 tab. You had 8 triples. If I had 8 triples,
you wouldn't be
been there.
standing on the
Standing
stage.
Wouldn't be there.
She got me. I was pissed, but I like, are you kidding me?
No, see,
No,
and that's
so
the one thing I never
I
did.
never drank with Diane after that again. We just brought our own in. And the funny thing is,
We brought our own.
we
in.
did. I started just going, I'm just going to bring my own. I was at Wild Willie's once with an outdoor Sunday thing, and I pull up and it's cold. I got my leather jacket. I got a beer in each pocket. I got an airplane bottle of Kettle One and everywhere. I'm not buying a thing. So I've got these diamond gray koozies with zippers, right, with bottle glass.
I had one.
Right, and she comes up to me. She goes, "You know we don't sell that here, Rocky." And I went, "What?" Oh, I want to see that inside. She got all mad at me, but it was okay.
So you said earlier about Ice House.
Yeah.
So Ice House comes out here in Florida, and it was the drink, man. Everybody was drinking
drank
Ice
it.
House, right?
5.5% alcohol.
It goes away. Never saw it again for years.
Well,
and I'm
you
in
know,
Long
they had them all
Island.
over the club. Yeah.
Bro, I was up in Long Island, and I'm in this bar, and it was one of those where they had like the glass refrigerators behind the bar with like, oh, we have 800 beers, available. And I look and I see Ice House. I'm like, oh, I have to have that. Guy gives it to me and he goes, well, we don't sell too many of these.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wow, this is bomb back in the day.
Yeah.
It was horrible. It was the worst beer I ever had.
Because it was sitting on the shelf for years. That's why.
That stuff. It was horrible.
We drank buckets of that stuff when it came out.
See, that was a good thing. I never drank.
Oh,
yeah,
Molson
was-
Ice.
Oh my goodness.
Molson
Yeah.
Ice.
We had Molson for days.
I didn't drink when we were playing because you can't remember lyrics or dance moves or anything. I mean, musicians, you guys are a different breed.
Yeah.
That's.
I don't think Rocky was really worried about his dance moves.
I wasn't worried about that.
But so you mentioned Chuck's by the Ice Palace. Dina Mead, she was booking that for a while, and I know she had
She may have booked this.
her little baby Tim with Wicked.
Yeah.
They were there, and that's how I met Diesel. Jay.
Yeah.
And the night I went down there, I'm like, God, why is there a club with live music? I get it; it's busy if there's a concert or a sporting event, but like there was nothing going on. We went in there, and there was
Downtown.
like 4 people in the place.
Downtown, across the street from the Ice Palace.
Yeah.
And they moved tables aside to make a stage.
They did.
It wasn't even a.
Not even
It was not even
it was a
space.
joint. It was a joint.
It was a cool place, but I knew the first time I saw that place, it wasn't going to make it.
Yeah, there was way back when I did a ZZ Top Leonard Skinner show across the street, and the building was made of brick. I don't remember the name of it.
Was that the garage?
Was packed. It was Danny. It was Diamond Gray with Danny, so it was in the late 90s.
Was that the garage back then?
No, you're talking
Was it
about
under
Hat Tricks.
Maybe it was Hat Tricks.
Hat Tricks is it's not, it wasn't in front of the Ice Palace. It was down the street.
It was down the street.
Yeah, where you go under the overpass, and it and it was right there.
Bam.
Yeah. That's still there.
We played before the show, then we got to see the show, and then we had to come 30 minutes before the show was over. And
Wait a minute, did they have a stage though?
Yeah.
See, it couldn't have been Hat Tricks.
Oh, maybe they didn't
Because
have
Hat
stage.
Tricks,
Hat Tricks used to do a lot of parking lot stuff, though.
yeah.
It was crazy.
See, that's why I'm thinking it might have been the garage because that was the brick.
It was a brick place.
Yeah, and it was right on the highway. It was right under the overpass.
Well,
You could look straight across.
Straight across the street.
I'm telling you, it was the garage.
Yeah, it was a great gig. I mean, it was one of our just crazy. And we're not supposed to play. We played Freebird anyway at the end. Before.
Not supposed to play Freebird
We're not supposed to play
or
Freebird.
Crazy Bitch.
Or-
No,
yeah, we did it
nobody
anyway.
wants to hear that.
Yeah.
That was the best military song there was. I mean, I couldn't get away from that.
Freebird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're over in Europe somewhere. They played that in every joint and haunt that
Everywhere.
there was because everybody was looking to go home. Everybody.
So what are you doing now? Where are you gigging?
I have 3 things I got. I'm in a Boston tribute band called Amanda.
Okay.
Oh,
But we've
okay.
been around for about 3 years. This December will be 3
Are
years.
you part of Maxim Bands?
No.
Okay. Okay. No,
We're not gonna
I know
talk-
he handles
We'll
tribute.
let that dog right
That's his
die
niche,
right there.
right?
We'll go there.
Okay.
We'll go down that road. Rich is a nice guy. I'll just say that he can go have a Coke and a smile.
Okay.
Another Rocky Diamond
Another
production.
Rocky Diamond production.
Okay, all
And
right.
I just, this will be the 4th rehearsal tomorrow night with my Matchbox 20 Rob Thomas tribute. I've got the guy that sounds and looks just like Rob Thomas.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've got the keyboard player that used to be in a Styx tribute. And so that's nice because I have my band used to be called the Rocky Diamond Band, but we're changing the name to Punch Palace. And Punch Palace will be my little cover band.
Punch Palace.
Yeah.
Okay.
How did we get that name?
How did I get Punch Palace?
Yeah. How did that happen?
It just comes to me. I'm driving down the road and I'm like, wow, that's a great name. I don't know if I heard it. I don't know. I just went, oh goodness.
I gotta have that.
I put it in my notepad.
Punch Palace.
Yeah, Punch
Okay.
Palace. So that's going to be the name because I've been told by outside sources that the Rocky Diamond Band is oversaturated, and that when they put that on the marquee, I have great marquee value. But they think Leonard Skinner, they think Diamond Gray, they think all the old Southern
So
rock.
you can't do some of the things.
Well,
you
when you
wanna
come see us,
transition
we're
to.
not even doing any Southern rock. The only Southern rock song we still do is probably Sweet Home Alabama. That's just because I love playing it still to this day. But we don't do any other
Any of
really
that.
Southern. We don't do any Southern rock. It's all my bass player sings Triumph, Rush, Styx. Now we got the keyboard player from the Styx tribute. So there's not a lot. I do what I do. Drummer sings. He sings a lot. He sings The Cult. He sings 110 Soldier. He sings Crosby,
Who's drumming
Stills,
for you?
Reagan Scott Knight. You know Reagan? Yeah. Uh-oh. Okay. Well,
So no, Reagan. You know what? I gotta say this.
got a
Reagan,
story with Reagan?
No, Reagan's always a nice guy.
Yeah.
Okay. He was part of the Earl Brown,
He was.
the band, right?
Okay.
Experience.
And all of those guys were, they like gasoline to match.
Did
Like
they play Shadow?
Taz, Reagan, and
And Earl.
Earl, right? Triple threat, right? When I met them.
Yeah.
The biggest problem with Reagan was when everybody migrated from MySpace to Facebook,
right?
and Reagan and his wife,
Yes.
I don't know, are they still
Shell,
together?
Yes.
Okay. So I meet them, with Earl and Taz, and they were super, super nice. Like everybody was so cool, right? And then they became keyboard warriors. Facebook, they had no problem throwing FUs at everybody.
Oh, man.
Like just the drama of, well, we hate this girlfriend of this band because they did this, that, and the other at a gig. So it was just like they just started
The spewing
attacking
venom
people
everywhere they go.
on
Huh?
Facebook. It was just horrible,
That's
horrible,
crazy.
horrible. And when I remember going to, I don't know if it was her or if it was him that I went to, and I was like, guys, you really got to chill out on Facebook. Like it's bad. Like you guys are really,
It's toxic.
causing a lot of havoc.
Yeah.
And they were like, fuck you, Anthony, mind your own business. And I went,
Wow.
Bye, y'all.
but you remember the Mayhem days. I always told people, we stay away from drama,
Right.
far away from drama.
You
Yeah.
have to.
And,
Yeah.
it was bad because it's like, it was almost like, they went to bed on a Monday night and then woke up Tuesday angry.
Angry at the world.
Like
Flip
they
of the
just,
switch.
yeah, it was weird. It was really weird.
I've not really known him. I played in a band with him and some other guys.
How is he doing? I mean, are
called
they?
the Intruders? They invited me after Jeff Scott dumped the gig on one day, and the next day they needed a guitar player, and they called me somehow, and I went up there and ended up playing with him for 6 or 8 months.
Oh,
He's doing okay. Yeah, I've never known him to be violently.
No. Super nice guy. Super nice people. Even Michelle,
Yeah.
the blonde
Michelle.
girl lady, right? I
Yeah.
mean, she was always very, very nice.
Yeah.
To me, I never started no crap with
No.
nobody, but man,
I
they
tell you
were
what, though,
killing it
the
on
guy can
Facebook.
sing, and I don't do drama either. If I have drama, I'm the guy that goes, you know what? I used to be an atom bomb, but since I quit drinking, I'm a kinder, gentler asshole.
How long you been sober?
9 years this September.
Hey, congrats.
Not a drop.
Really?
Hey,
Not a drop.
Yeah.
9 years this sober, which was
Very well.
2014.
2015,
And
55.
okay, so AJ was born in 12.
Yeah.
And I got rid of bourbon in 15.
Yeah.
Was it 15?
14 going into
Yeah.
15. It was
Okay.
December of 14.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
that's
I'll be
15.
going into my 10th year here.
And
after September
That's when the Fox
26th.
went too.
You know, it was, I really haven't drank since
You know what the
then.
joke is? Oh, you haven't either?
No.
Good for you.
No. But, okay, so you're like not drinking at all.
Nah.
I probably have like a glass of wine a year.
I can't have a glass of
Or like I'll have like a,
I have to have a 4 bottles of wine.
I'll do like a apple cider, like Angry Orchard.
Yeah.
I'll do one of those.
Yeah.
But like,
Well, here's what they
I just don't really drink anymore.
This is what my joke is. I went to a Warren Haynes concert and got so absolutely bored that I drank myself into oblivion
There
and decided I wasn't going to drink anymore.
you go.
We did go to the Warren Haynes show. I did drink myself into oblivion, but I woke up in the hospital somehow. Don't remember how I got there. Don't remember anything.
Wow.
I had bruises on both my sides where I guess they picked me up, put me in a gurney, I got a bill for an ambulance ride. I don't remember. It gets better. I get up. I'm like, there's my shirt. There's my wallet. I left my phone in the van and keys were with Brian because Brian took me because it was my birthday and I'd been at a pool party. So I said, you drive. I don't want to drive. That was a smart thing to do. So I get my shirt on, got my wallet. Open the door, and there's these. I'm not making any of this up. There's 2 policemen standing at the door.
Oh, dude.
And I go, what's going on? And they put their finger, you get back in that bed, or we're taking you to jail. And I think that bed, and he's pounding me in the chest, is more comfortable than where you're going to go, mister. And I went, okay. Shut the door, took my shirt off, climbed back, woke up about, I don't know how much later, went, what am I doing here? Oh, there's my wallet, there's my shirt. The nurse,
Groundhog Day.
I'm serious. The nurse comes in, he goes, you're not going anywhere. And I go, lay back down. I got to pee. You're not getting any. She throws the cup at me. I guess I'm like, why is she being such a bitch? Maybe it was me before. I don't understand. I don't remember. Right. So I go, well, I'm going to pee all over the bed. Whatever. So I pee halfway in the cup. It's all over the bed in my pants. Look, I got piss on my pants. And I'm all yelling at her. She puts this green band. I still have it on my wrist. And I go, what is that? It says elopement. She goes, you've already tried to leave 3 times. Mm-hmm. And if
Elopement?
I don't remember any of this except for the cop poking me in the chest. And she goes, if anybody sees you in the hospital with that green band, they call security and they'll come. I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, you already tried to leave 3 times. What? All right, I roll back over. I wake back up to a doctor standing there with a clipboard. You're good to go. I can go. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. in the morning. I got to play at Harley Davidson Tampa at noon. I'm like, okay. I'll call my girlfriend. I don't know her number. It's in my phone.
Oh,
I had to call a cab.
Oh, man.
I call a cab. He comes, picks me up. I open the door. Guess what song is playing?
Stop. No.
Free Bird is on the radio.
No. He just got out. He's free. Yeah.
I'm going. I go home. I get dropped off.
Why were the cops so nasty?
I don't.
You didn't
I
hit
have
nobody
no
in the
idea.
car. It wasn't like you beat anybody up.
No.
They Baker acted him.
No, because that would be, you'd be 72 hours in.
They put the thing on his.
The green. That's for trying to escape the hospital.
Yeah.
Escape.
But this was before the green band when they were poking me. I think they thought I was on drugs and they were waiting for blood tests to come back or something. Which
Could have been.
I wasn't on any. I was on Knob Creek. So I went in and got a Knob Creek with a Knob Creek back, dude. I was on a mission. I don't know what was involved.
Knob Creek is
So I
rough
pull up
ride.
to my house and I go, Audrey, I got to play in like 4 hours or 2-3 hours. Or we got to go to Brian's house. I took a shower. I changed. We're driving to Brian's house. Here comes Brian in my van down 66. We didn't know where. They looked for me for hours.
They had no idea where you were.
No. Him and his son both ended up not knowing where I was. I get out of her car in the middle of the road, jump in the van, let's go. And we went and played the gig.
Did you drink at the gig?
Yes. This guy there had this stuff called Whiskeyla. We don't know what was whiskey and tequila mixed. He called it Whiskeyla. So I'm like, and this is my bunch of my biker buddies show up, and he's got this plastic cup with Jack Daniels in it, and I'm like, yeah, I need some of that. So we play the gig, regular gig, pack up. We go to Quaker Steak and Lube. It's 3 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
3 o'clock. By the time we get there, I guess we got done at 2. I don't know, maybe 4 o'clock when we got there. And I had a Knob Creek, double Knob Creek, Scooter's bartending. Another double Knob Creek. I had the third double Knob Creek, and I pushed it away, and I'm done with this. I just have to be done with this. I can't be doing this anymore. I don't know how many lives I have left, but I know I need at least one. And I don't know what just happened last night. And so Brian's like, yeah, just sober up.
So you had a shot of reality.
I just pushed it away, and I haven't had a drink since.
Man.
4 months later, I went out to Vegas because I was playing out in Vegas. I'm on Southwest Airlines coming back. I'm feeling this cold sweats. I think I'm going to throw up. I get up. I'm standing at the bathroom because somebody was in there. I wake up looking at all these people. Yeah, and I'm like, what happened? The steward goes, you just fell over. I went, what? She says, yeah, you missed that metal bar right there by about 2 inches. I went, what? And everybody's like, yeah, too much Vegas, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know I fell over. So they call, they do something. We land 30 minutes earlier. They had all these EMTs waiting for me. When I got there, the guy comes over with the blood pressure thing and looking in my eyes. They think I'm all on drugs. They both look at each other and goes, he's sober. I went, yeah, I'm sober. I hadn't had a drink in 4 months. He goes,
like your sugar bottom.
He goes, oh, were you a heavy drinker? And I went, yeah. And he goes, and you just quit like that? And I went, yeah. And he goes, you can't do that. You could die. I went, what?
Unbelievable.
What? I didn't even know that. I can't have one. What am I supposed to do? Wean myself off of alcohol when I can't have one drink? I can't have one drink. I got to drink it till it's gone or I'm on the floor. So that's the only incident that happened. Ever since then,
you've been good.
Been fine.
Really?
Yeah, kind of strange. Now, I didn't hide alcohol in the cupboard or in the shop. I wasn't that guy. But when I was playing, party was on.
Oh, yeah.
No, when you mentioned
we're out of beer, give me some more.
When you mentioned your biker buddies, because I know earlier we were talking about Full Throttle Magazine.
Yeah.
And our association.
Yes.
So I guess not only did you have a good relationship with Paul in the magazine, but there were some things that went on there. Your relationship with him was when you guys were gigging, basically. Yeah. So talk about that a little bit.
Well, Paul actually was a great guy. We did a thing at the convention center.
He still is.
Yeah,
he's still here.
He's not dead. I thought he moved away.
No, he's still around. Paul, we're good.
Hi, Paul.
I love you, buddy.
Paul,
I love you, buddy. I'm not letting them put you down.
Yeah, absolutely.
Play some drums. Let me play all right now. All right.
So anyway, he always had a gig for us somewhere. We were in a convention center for a biker build-off. It was raining. We were in this beautiful stage outside. They put that new thing up now where the Clearwater thing is.
The sound.
Right, but before that, there was a convention center and a huge parking lot. He had this gorgeous stage, PA, all set up, and it's raining all of a sudden. So what does he do? Instead of canceling us, he says, we'll set up inside. So we went up, set up inside, and played inside. I mean, he was always a top-notch dude for me.
No, Paul's always been
Paul's always been a good guy.
Tracy, his wife, is a sweetheart. You know, like when I had Mayhem Magazine, it was, I always promoted the adult awards every year.
Oh, I know you did.
It was always a good time. It was,
working with them was fun. I'm not gonna lie.
I never worked for him for the magazine.
No, I was with the magazine, but it was PAC published.
And now he never did a centerfold spread on me or anything.
Thank God.
Yeah, I was a computer back then.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah, but Paul's got some musical chops back there with his drums and whatever's happening.
Yeah, he's a drummer.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that.
Always had a good time with him.
And he sang too. Paul did sing.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
I don't remember that part.
No, he
played drums for us.
Yeah, he sings. Yeah, a lot of backup stuff and what have you, but he does his thing.
The local music scene has changed so much since even Mayhem Magazine days.
Yep.
It seemed like it was on a decline. COVID put the nail in the coffin.
Mhm.
And then, a good year after COVID, there were still a lot of bars that weren't hiring bands that used to do live music.
Mm-hmm.
And then it slowly started to repair itself. But one of the things that I started to notice was there was a whole bunch of new people. There was like this resurgence of new musicians for the area.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of people out there that are playing that I don't know who they are. And not even like, because if you remember, they always used to say before, back in the day, that the bands were very incestuous. Like they always wanted to make like like one of those family tree things to show like the guitarist from this band played with the drummer here. Now they call themselves this.
Right.
Now they call themselves this. Now they call themselves this. And it's everybody played with somebody somewhere somehow.
Yeah.
And now they're just they're calling themselves a different band.
Right.
And then COVID happened. A good year went by and all these new people showed up on the radar. And there's only a handful of the old guys still out there, but there's all these new bands.
Yeah.
Of the bands that are out there today, what do you think is top of the game for local?
Well,
Excluding
me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Punch what?
Punch Palace.
Punch Palace.
Yes.
Excluding you.
Excluding me. First of all, during COVID, I was in 6 bands. I was
Really?
afraid.
But
Not at all. I played, and I banked more money during that.
really?
Yeah. Because nobody was afraid to go out. And if there's somebody had a gig and the guitar player was afraid to go out and play, I said, call me. I ain't scared.
I
never even got
thought it was
COVID.
the bars that weren't hiring bands.
No, a lot of it was the bands were afraid to go out and be in public.
Really?
As well as some of the bar bands. I played up in Hernando County, Crystal River, all up that way, Newport Richie. Like COVID didn't happen for them up there in a lot of places.
Wow.
I mean,
Okay.
but I was in about 6 bands. I was busy. I was playing every night. It seemed like man, I haven't had a night off in 3 weeks, It was wild.
Feast
for
of
me.
famine.
For me, yeah. But I think one of the better bands, it's hard to say, depending on what genre. I don't go out and see metal bands, any speed metal bands or anything like that. I'm trying to think of a really good band.
A local music scene has a circuit.
It does.
They bounce there's like 20 bars in the area that do live music, and everybody just rotates
From the
around.
beach to around, everybody
And
just
it
goes
also
around and
depends
around
on
and
the
around.
genre too, because you will have bands that will only do rock,
Yeah.
or bands that, like for me, you're going to places where they do jazz,
Yeah,
or some kind of R&B or something else like that. So
right.
yeah, they're circuit, but they're circuit related to whatever genre it is.
What do you think?
I'm still trying to think. I am a local.
So I have.
I saw a killer Def Leppard tribute in Daytona. We opened up for them, but that's not local. I mean, they were really good.
I have not gone out to see bands. When I shut down Mayhem Magazine, and people would call me and they go, Anthony, what are you doing Friday night? We're playing at such and such. Will you come out? And I go, no.
Yeah.
And they go, why not? And I go, I just don't want to. I just didn't want to go see bands anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't want to spend a Friday or Saturday night, especially after Bourbon Street. We were an event factory.
Yeah.
Every Friday, Saturday night was another major concert.
Well, me too, though. I haven't gone out. If I'm not playing, I don't really
I don't
go
want
out.
to. But then now I see a bunch of bands that I say, I want to go see that. Like I'm seeing the little clips of theirs online
Mhm.
of their stuff, and they're damn good. Like I did see a girl one night, another Jeep event. We ended up at a place in Largo, and it was what's his face? Jezebel.
Yeah,
She was really
Jezebel's good.
She was really good, and she's playing with guitar.
Gary?
No.
Jezebel.
Who's her guitarist? For the life of me, I can't remember. Bald guy.
I know the name, but I can't. It's not coming to me right now. I know him.
It's on the tip of my
Chris,
tongue.
somebody. No?
Anyway, but he's an amazing guitarist. I think if I remember correctly, he was playing with Sebastian Bach for a while.
Oh, that's not the guy I'm thinking of. Then. Yeah.
And but she's an amazing voice, young little girl.
Yeah.
But then now, like I've seen, there's another band out there, Women of Rock, with I think Raleigh's playing in that, isn't he? And from what I hear, they seem pretty good. I don't know if they're that great, but no, they're not top.
Well,
Who is top?
it's another generation, though. We're 2 generations removed.
Yeah.
If you really think about
So,
it.
like for me, I think, like for me, and guys, I'm sorry, I'm just being straight. Like when you look and you see the guys from again, now I'm blank.
Well,
Yeah.
Pete's band, Pete Grata, white guy from around here, he was in a band called Wicked with Tim.
Yeah, we talked about that.
They got back together, but Pete's not playing drums with them anymore. When Pete was,
So is Tim still playing?
I don't know what Tim's doing now, but when I saw Wicked recently at the Monkey Bar with Pete playing drums, and when Pete was playing drums with them, I thought they were really good. Tim can sing.
Yeah, Tim's a great guy.
And
He's a
the
good
guitar-
front man. He's a good front man.
He's a good front man. But if they had a weak drummer, I don't remember before, but with Pete playing with them, Pete, unbelievable drummer. I was like, man, these guys are good. They had the crazy bass player with the crazy hair. I don't know what he does with his
Oh,
hair.
yeah.
But they were good. I thought, man, those guys are good. So for me to say that as a local band, I don't really go out and see bands. If I have a night off, I don't go out and see a band. It's not like the old days where we're going to go party. Who's playing at Yellow Rose?
Yeah, let's go down there.
Yeah, who's playing at Killian's? Who's playing at Fast Eddie's? Let's go see Fast Eddie's.
Who's the band that
The new place is the Zoo, though, by the way, on 66.
What was the old bar? What was it before?
It wasn't a bar. It was an office building.
Oh, really?
It's right next to where Fast Eddie's used to be. It's right north of Fast Eddie's.
Who's the band that Robbie Steinhardt used to sit in with?
That was Stormbringer.
Stormbringer.
Yeah, they're still around.
Stormbringer is one of those bands. Like I remember,
They're still around.
they were playing happy hour at Whiskey Joe's on Friday back in 1991. And it was, and they're still playing today, and it's like,
yeah,
But
they're like the Rolling Stones of Tampa.
Well, yeah, but that's the whole
like
idea.
retire already,
Yeah,
man.
see,
Come on.
because you got to think about it. Bands now that are coming out, they're the age that we were when we started. So
Right.
these are kids, 19, 20,
It
21,
is
22.
odd that the same 5 guys stay together for that long. Look at what's his face, Rick and Butch and Sobriety X.
yeah. I've been getting along.
They've had like different bass players or a different drummer, but the core of the band, it's the same guys.
Yeah.
They've been playing forever.
And you
Yeah.
have some that are exactly that.
And we were too, but I called it a night, man. But otherwise, we'd probably still be doing it too. But I really don't like playing bars. I've been touring out in Vegas last year with a guy, a country band, Rowdy McCarran. But I played some really nice places. I mean, we played Old Red, Gillies. We were in Arizona.
Yeah.
We were in tip of California over there. Burbank, not Burbank. Is it Burbank? No. Bakersfield. Played in Bakersfield. We played all around.
Yeah,
Right? And
yeah.
we go out there for 9 or 10 days. I come back and forget the name of my plants. It's like, wow. That kind of stuff puts you in a different frame of mind. And it's like playing in bars anymore. It's just like,
It's a different thing.
I don't want to go down and play the Toasted Monkey.
No.
Right?
Yeah, no.
It's hot, it's sweaty,
Right.
the people really aren't there for you unless you're Big Brother or Crossfire Creek actually is pulling pretty good down there.
But do people still
that's
go out to
bar
see
band
local
stuff.
bands?
I don't think they do like they did before social media came out. I don't think anybody does that anymore. I think before social media, you had to go out and hang with the scene. Now you can get on your phone and see who's hanging with the scene. And I honestly think social media wasn't really good for live entertainment in the long run,
Well, Mark and I started this Mayhem Local Live podcast because, we always want to give a perspective of some of the people that are not the main guy.
Before you go on, let me interrupt.
Okay.
When we were doing our thing and you went in and saw a guy at happy hour, He was just holding an acoustic guitar, or he had another guy with him, and they were both playing and singing. Even though it was background music, you weren't there for that. What would you have thought back then if you walked in and saw a guy playing with all the music going on, like putting a CD in and playing along with it? We'd have thrown bricks at him.
Yeah, no.
Okay, now I was playing down at the Rock Hard Saloon, and we're loading in, and there's a guy in the corner with all this music going on.
Yeah.
He's just playing along.
Playing the tracks.
He's not even playing the leads. He's just playing along and singing. I'm like, what is this?
Gary Shutt does that. One man.
Gary writes all his tracks. That's all Gary.
Yeah, he does.
That's not like this guy putting in a karaoke CD and playing along.
And playing along with it.
Gary does all his own tracks, and that I agree.
But he does. He's a one-man guy. He goes up and does it.
He does, and he's good at it. But everything you hear is him. The drums, everything. He's done all those tracks.
So here's a good thing with Gary Shutt. We go to Gary puts out a message. I'm going to be in Tampa on Friday night at Riveters. Riveters just opened up.
Yeah.
So I say to AJ, we'll go up there. We'll have something to eat. My friend Gary's playing. So we go up there, and AJ loved it. He's like, dude, this guy's great. He's an awesome guitarist. And it was just Gary by himself. No band. He's up there just doing it with his backtracks.
Yeah.
And so Gary he says something. He says, I'm going to do an original. And he does an original. And AJ was like, that was great. I said, well, he's got some CDs for sale. If you want, we'll get a couple. So we go over, we buy a couple of his CDs, and he puts them in. Now we're driving down the road, and AJ's like, can we listen to Spider in My House? Yeah. So Gary's got and he, not only does he write all his songs, he plays all the instruments on it, right?
Right.
And then he does his own videos. Like when you see the little music videos on his YouTube channel or his, Facebook page, he's done all the video production for him. He does everything. And it's just, he's an amazing, talented guy, man. I mean, he's
Berkeley,
just crazy when it comes. He did one where these big monster, gigantic women were walking through downtown Tampa.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that video?
The Rich.
Yeah. And it was just one of those, and I hit him up. I'm like, bro, where did you learn to do this stuff? He's like, just figured it out, man. There's a lot of nights where I stayed up all night just playing with things.
Yeah.
And he really is just,
that's a big cup of coffee.
He's talented, man.
That's what I needed this morning. I love Gary. I ran into Gary the first time we were doing a Skinner show in Daytona for Bike Week, and he was in the Ozzy tribute that was going on right after us.
Oh, come on.
So in Daytona, at Boot Hill, there's only one apartment.
Up top.
So we were all running up there, going to change, and I'm like, "There's couch that they have, which I wouldn't sleep on that with 5 cans of Lysol. I see 2 feet and 2 feet. I'm like, oh, somebody's under there, and I lift it up, and it's Gary Shutt with his 22-year-old girlfriend, and I'm like, hey, Gary.
That's okay. Gary's only 25.
And he's like, he looks 25.
He's only 20.
So we're playing, he comes down, and I don't know what song, T for Texas, somewhere I could just jam. And I see him standing off to the side of the stage, and I go, hey, you're the guy that does this. And I went, ha ha, gotcha. And turned around and kept going with my Leonard Skinner stuff. And he got this big old grin on his face, right? I didn't know that Southern rock boy could do all that Van Halen crap. And it made sense. Sure. It wasn't just junk. Okay, I was saying. So anyway, that's when I first kind of met him. But Gary and I are really good friends, actually. Yeah. He showed me his rack system, and I went and got one because it was just I got to have that. So he was playing, he's got some new band. He was playing a Quaker Steak, and I went up and said, Gary, what are you running? He showed me the little amp that he's got rack mount and everything. So now I get to bring 2 412 slants, and it runs off my rack mount. I don't need heads.
Okay.
It's a rack mount guitar amp made for pedals. So you can run a pedal signal on it. It also has cabinet simulator. Right?
So you went all the way.
I'm all the way.
You went all the way.
He showed me the input jack panel in the front.
Right.
So he sent me the links. I got it all set up. So when I open up my rack, I got my in-ears, my microphone, my left cabinet, my right cabinet, my cabinet simulator left and right. I'm done.
You're done.
I'm in.
Unbelievable.
It's great, and it sounds like thunder. I mean, the pedal I'm using is not what he uses, but it's the same. So anyway, we have in-ears run. We don't have amps on stage. And I'm like, well, then I'm going to need to get a pedal because I was running an actual like pedal board. So I got a Boss GT 1000 and it has direct outs. So I was doing that before I met Gary, and so it's got direct outs on it. Okay. So I ran that into the PA, and I ran a little amp, and he didn't want an amp, so I brought a little powered speaker in case something happened. I could pull my ears out and still have something to hear my guitar with, because if you don't have anything,
right,
you got nothing.
You're on the
if your ears go out, the battery runs out, signal goes crazy, you're playing with nothing. So I told him I need this at least. So me and Mike both carried self-powered monitors. And then I got that rack system. And I played with him at Shepherd's just 2 weeks ago on a Sunday. And I roll up with my rack, my guitars, stands. It's like, I go, it's all right here, bro. Patch panel, all in the in-ears. If it goes out, I don't care. It's your show. And let me tell you what, it was great. I'm in and out in minutes. I take the front off my rack, boom, plug it in, plug it in. I got my guitars. I'm ready to go. I'm out. That's just as fast. Now my goal when I go to a gig is how fast can I get out of there?
Get out, right.
I played Bourbon Street
especially
one
when
time.
you're not drinking.
Yeah, I'm ready to go, right? I'm not chasing something. At Bourbon Street one time, I had this rack, an A-frame that held 10 guitars.
Oh, stop.
No.
Oh, come on, man.
I did. And I put a guitar in every spot. I'm loading out. My drummer's going, see you later, Rock. Place is closing, and I'm still trying to put the frame in my van.
Was done before
he was done before I was. I said, never again. I'm never bringing that many guitars to a show. I don't care. It was great. I had pictures of it. The smoke was going up. My guitars are flying everywhere.
It was beautiful. But never
again.
All right, so let me go back.
Okay.
Because I want to, because we're limited on time now.
Okay.
So when Mark and I started this, it was, with it being Mayhem Local Live, we wanted to go ahead and make sure that we featured not just the bigger names, but the local people, and hopefully soon here we'll have people in other cities doing what we're doing now.
Really?
Because Mayhem Local Live, it's local. There's a music scene everywhere.
There is. There is.
So there's a local band right now in Jacksonville trying to do exactly what you're doing.
Right.
So with the amount of years of experience you have playing a local music scene, what is one bit of advice you would give to new people playing anywhere USA right now with what they're doing, whether it's Tampa, Jacksonville?
I think the first thing a band needs to realize is that you're all together in the one product. And I hate to say the word product, but it actually is a product that you're putting out. And you're all together on that product. So no matter how much money you're getting paid, no matter where you're playing, if there's a problem, it can always be solved. There's no reason for somebody to get in somebody else's face because they left a mic cord somewhere, or they did this, or they did that. You're all together in this boat that you put together, and you called it Punch Palace. So I'm on the good ship Punch Palace. We're all on this boat. We're trying to make this boat go. We're trying to get this train out of the station. And I think a lot of bands, they get that, they're in the rehearsal room and they get that first gig or second gig, and they don't really realize once you step outside of your room, there's a big world out there going to go,
who could have judged you? Yeah, who could have judged you?
I don't like his shoes don't match that outfit. Hey, Jimmy, your girlfriend was over here flirting with this guy while you were on stage and you didn't see it. You're going to get a lot of life thrown at you. And if you're young, when you're 22, the world ends on drama.
Yeah.
Somebody said something wrong. And I think that the most part of advice I can say is just to, try to keep your family together on the boat. Yeah. And if there's a guy that's really not part of the family and y'all are all over here and he's over there, you got to cut off the thumb, man. You got to get rid of the sore thumb. That's a hard part. Oh, well, he's got the PA.
Find another PA.
I mean, that's what I mean. If you really are committed, and a lot of kids today, they don't have to go through what I did with a turntable and a penny and a little arm and backing it up and having your mom come in and go, "You've been in here, you didn't even come to dinner. Are you ever going to eat your dinner?" We did it. We didn't have Google. I didn't have guitar thing on. Oh, this is what he's doing. This is what he's doing. This is how he did that. This is how he tuned that. We didn't have that. So, today they've got it really a lot better if you're trying to really be a musician and learn. There's a girl on YouTube plays a Rickenbacker, and she was playing some Steely Dan. She can't be 14 or 15. There are people out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, prodigies.
That are really good without
killing
faking it. I hate to use that word, faking it, but there's a lot of people that they want to just do it for their girlfriend and whatever. If you're a real musician, it's inside you, like anything else that you do.
And you can't even keep it suppressed.
You can't. Like Eddie said, I'm not a rock star. I'm a musician.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think about making this design on my guitar. It came to me. And if you're together, you can get through a lot of these adversity gigs. Like I was describing earlier.
Yes.
The Rocky Diamond production with no stage and no power. It's 10:30 in the morning.
Plywood.
Right, plywood. I just think the best thing you could do for people that if they really are wanting to do this, they have to find people that feel the same way. And it's hard.
It is.
We all know it's hard. You don't just go marry the first go. Well, some people do, but I never did.
Mr. Perry, final thoughts.
My final thoughts are, it's been a great time. It's been a good ride, man. We have to sit down and do this again.
We
I
will.
got a ton of other questions.
I'm trying to get a radio show together.
Okay.
I need a sponsor or 2 or 3 or 4. It's going to be called The Guitar Guys. And it's going to be on, if I can get a sponsor, Talk 10 106.1.
Mm-hmm. Clearwater.
Yeah. Dunedin.
Mm-hmm.
And I get the 3 o'clock slot on Wednesday.
Okay.
And what she wants me to do is promote the weekend bands that are coming up, that thing.
Cool.
And I'm thinking I could do that and get a couple sponsors, but I got to get a sponsor first. So
We got to
Awesome.
do Rocky Diamond again.
yeah,
Yeah.
We got
Well,
it's a Rocky Diamond production.
Rocky's part of the Mayhem family forever. So
I am.
you're always going to be welcome back. And we are going to bring you back again later on to talk a little bit more about local stuff. So
Cool. Maybe I'll have my show together by then.
good. Good.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I think there's no show out there with guitar guys talking. No politics, no left, no right, no nothing. Just let's talk about equipment, guitars, experiences, gigs. What do you think? You're on board?
Absolutely.
Can I get that $15,000 from you right now for the year?
Yeah, Miss Perry's holding
That's
it.
right. You got to take.
Miss Perry's holding
All right.
it.
Let me
All right,
write
Rocky.
you a check.
Yeah, that's for the year. That's for the year now. I'll be writing you a check. I'll be right. I got to go to the van.
All right, y'all.
Thank
Anthony,
you.
out.
All right, Mark.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye.